Transformers. I feel like Transformers and Predator would be very cool.
Eu sei sobreviver.
Hi, Amber. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I loved your hair. It's so stylish.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love the movie. It's so gore. It has so much action. I love to see a totally different approach to the Predator. Can you tell us if The Prey is like a sequel, prequel, or a reboot?
So it is a prequel. It takes place in the 1700s. So it's before the original Predator movie, before any of the Predator movies have been released as far as timeline. This movie is a look before that.
Por que quer caçar? Porque todos pensam que eu não posso.
And this Predator is the same one that Schwarzenegger baited in the first movie, or is that different one?
Like the individual Predator, these are different. Like, you know, this Predator specifically is a different Predator than Arnold's Predator or any of the other ones.
I love strong female characters, and her character is so badass. I love she fighting and becoming something there. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Yeah, Nadu is, she's a young Comanche woman in her tribe, and she wants to be a hunter. And she's kind of told from different people in her community that that's maybe not the way that she should go, or not the way that she should steer. And she has this kind of, I think, like instinct and really strong desire to prove people wrong, and also pursue hunting, pursue what she wants. She's kind of that person that it's like the more you tell her no, the more she wants to prove yes. And then, comes to face an alien monster.
And how challenging was to play a Comanche woman? Did you have to train a lot for the part?
Yeah, we had a 4-week training camp, so that was the physical part, and it was Comanche style archery. It was weapons, like spears, tomahawks, things like that, stun training, and then we also had like personal trainers, stuff like that. And then as far as Comanche, I'm Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota, which are all Northern Plains tribes. Comanche is a Southern Plains tribe, so different than me, but some things culturally are shared or are similar. So that was really cool. And then we had Jane Myers, our producer, who is an enrolled Comanche tribal member. And she was there to kind of oversee, like, language was hugely incorporated into the movie, and just kind of Comanche culture and stuff like that, especially for the time period.
Did you do your own stunts?
Well, I had a stunt double. I had two. I had a woman named Tammy Nara, and then later another one named Julia, and her last name is Russian, and I know that I can't say it right, but both amazing. But also it was really important, I think, to both Dan and I that I do as much of it on my own as I possibly can. And so, like, every single thing, like the fight I learned in its entirety, and would do in its entirety. And also the river sequence, like I was in the river, I was in the dam, like all those things. So it was which I think is really fun. I love doing stunts. So it was a very fun and exciting and also very challenging movie in that regard.
And the first movie with Schwarzenegger was released in '87. It's more than 30 years. So why do you think The Predator is so appealing and the franchise is still alive?
I think that it's I think that there are a lot of different concepts in just the predator, like the predator, the alien by itself, which is interesting, right? Like the concept of just space and what's out there and what if somebody comes to Earth, you know? I think that's a concept that will never die. Like I think that that is just interesting forever. And then you look at every Predator film in the franchise, and each is kind of its own, you know, each are cleverly connected with like little Easter eggs, which ours also has. But then they're also kind of imagined in their own way. Like each movie lives within itself and its own world. So I think that our franchise in particular is very cool to be able to kind of like creatively make your own thing and then also be connected to something much larger.
What was the first The Predator that you watched? The first movie from the franchise?
The original Predator. That was the first one I had seen. But after I found out that this was a Predator, I was very aware of them, but I'd never seen any of them. And then I watched, I think I had maybe seen it like a long time ago. But then of course I watched all of them, but definitely like the original Arnold Predator. I've seen that so many times.
I love the movie. Schwarzenegger is
Yes,
amazing.
it's so
And
good.
we already have Alien versus the Predator 1 and 2. With the other franchise, we would like to see a crossover.
Ooh, with Predator?
Yeah.
I think the not Terminator, the Transformers. I feel like Transformers and Predator would be very cool.
I would go see that movie. It would be
Right?
amazing. Michael Bay directing. I was like, wow.
Yeah, like the giant like cars and like their music and all, because they both have so much style. I feel like putting both of the styles together would be really cool.
Bumblebee versus the Predator. It's gonna be amazing. And you already started in Legion, the TV show. There's any other superhero or villain from Marvel or DC that would like to play in the movies? Maybe
Ooh.
I'd love to see you as a rogue. Like,
Oh, that would be very fun. I mean, I love that Marvel like has such a big life and does so much, and I loved being a part of the Marvel family. But I like truthfully, I've always loved the X-Men. Like I felt so lucky to be on that show and be in that universe because I've always loved them. I would love to like revisit the world or maybe like find a character. I think if I were to go back, which I would love to do a character that hasn't been played before. I would have to like dive back into the comics, but I'd love to do like a cool female hero that hasn't been seen on screen yet.
what audience can expect from the Prey?
So much excitement. I think Dan did a great job of balancing the crazy like alien monster movie that's, you know, suspenseful and exciting and it has a lot of action in it and all those things, and also making a story that you feel like there's real people in it, you know, it's about a real person and real social dynamics and stuff like that. So I think it's like a very grounded, human, relatable version of a movie that also has a bunch of action and exciting stuff.
Amber, thank you very much. I love the movie. I'm dying to fancy go see it. Beijo do Brasil. Thank you for having me.
O que quer que tenha feito isso? Eu posso matá-lo.